interested in, though, because this goes back to when grandparents were running around. You ever come across that?
Sure. My grandmother used it for everything.
Right. Do you know what it's made of?
No, but this is, if it's vegetable shortening, it's not the real shortening. I would imagine that's made of hydrogenated fats. Let's see, what do we got here? We've got... No, it's made of coconut oil.
That's what I saw.
Oh, what a wonderful product. Where did you get this?
Supermarket.
Oh, Peter, that's fantastic. And that's available from like any supermarket?
Yeah.
I've never seen it before. That's great. I mean, coconut oil is so good, and it's full of medium-chain triglycerides, which actually spur fat burning. It's really inspiring to work with a group of people that are just so passionate about what they're doing. Of course, this is early days, and everybody in the beginning is always enthusiastic to start.
For our test group, the challenge is to stick to these lifestyle changes for at least 5 weeks.
I'm not so sure, Peter, about the cat food. I don't think this is really right. The youth date, yes, okay. This is what the youth date is about.
Changes in diet are a fundamental part of Leslie's program, but she believes that diet alone is not enough to slow down and maybe even reverse the body's biological age. She asks our test group to increase their physical activity. Leslie introduces them to a daily 30-minute walk, and she also starts them on weight resistance exercise.
If we keep using our muscles, our bones and joints and keep strengthening them, then we won't stay as fit as we were when we were 30, but we can certainly improve our lifestyles in our elder years. And this has been proven many times with very good research trials looking at elderly people.
Yeah.
We need a combination of aerobic fitness to maintain our heart and lung fitness, and that will obviously reduce our lifelong risks of having a heart attack, having a stroke, improve our glucose control, basically reducing the risks of getting those diseases that will shorten our lifestyle.
You're trying to be in absolute awareness of the muscle as you go up and down. And I think you're going to need slightly heavier weights.
Weight-bearing exercise is very important for our bone density. And women during their lifetime will lose 50% of their trabecular bone, which is a spongy bone, and at least 30% of their cortical bone. And that's why we get osteoporosis and why our bones get weak, why we get fractures in the hip and in the wrist and in the spine.
Exercise decreases insulin resistance, so helps to reverse Syndrome X and de-age the body. Our group are using a series of videos that train a different muscle group each day. They're designed by Michael Colgan.
This is external rotations, bottom to top. It's a simple exercise, and anyone can do it, and it is probably one of the best exercises you could ever do for your shoulders. The body begins from the inside out. You have to build the core of the body and the spine and what holds it up. This is the basic test. If you cannot if you cannot hang and raise your straight legs up like this, then you know your transversus is weak.
Okay, when you find that your transversus is weak, what exercise do you start
with a very, very simple exercise. Lay flat on your back. You bring your legs up. Actually, people that are really weak only bring one leg up. And you lower them down at all the times, keeping your lower back pressed into the floor. It's not lifting the legs up that counts. It's the lowering them down. Because then, in order to do that, your transversus has to push your organs against your back. And that's what it's supposed to do when you're standing up. But most people don't. They sort of hang up.
Right. You've got a lot more control than you had yesterday or day before. You feel it, don't you? Yeah. You're really conscious of what's going on as you're doing it. Great.
When you introduce a change to your body after a lifestyle of little exercise and poor diet, it can at first rebel. The challenge is to adopt new habits.
I just noticed when I went to work, I just said things that I normally wouldn't say, and I just felt like I was free to be myself a bit more. It's been really good. In 3 days.
Okay. My major concern is that without taking the carbohydrates which I'm used to, i.e. bread and bananas and perhaps potatoes, that's a staple part of my diet along with the veggies, etc., that when I do the activities, we load up a bit on that stuff, like cycling for 5 or 6 hours and up and down hills and over ranges, that I could run out of gas.
I look very carefully to find some supplements that you can take when you're actually out on a long cycle. And they're exactly the balance that we're working with in your diet, which is 30% carbs, 30% good fat, and 40% protein. Carbohydrate.
Leslie knows that refined and highly processed foods contribute to the body's aging. The more of them we eat, the faster we age. Starchy, sugary foods and highly processed oils also contribute to Syndrome X. She has evidence that cutting down on them can slow the rate at which your body grows older. Eating such foods too often also contributes to rapid aging because of the many chemicals used in their growing and manufacture.
And I go around all the fruit and veg and the meat, you know, and I leave pretty well everything else alone, apart from, well, getting things like chili powders and, you know, tasty things like that.
There's 11-month-old Ben, there's me, and then there's my partner Guy, who's a vegetarian. So can we all eat the same kind of ratio of protein to carbohydrates to fats?
The diet that you're working with, which is the insulin balanced diet, is just a really ideal diet for human beings, basically.
I came home yesterday evening, and the guy underneath me said about that. He said, he's a personal trainer, and he said, you know, you look different. Your skin colour's changed. And I said, oh, well, I'm on this diet and did this feel. He said, no, it's amazing. He says, it's really different.
There you go. You know, the first thing I probably noticed is better quality sleep. I cannot get over how well I slept last night.
In the course of day-to-day life, our bodies produce molecules called free radicals. These molecules also contribute to Syndrome X and are implicated in rapid aging, especially when they're present in great number. Fruits and vegetables contain antioxidants which help counter the negative effects that too many free radicals can cause.
We know that, you know, the body has its antioxidant defences, and these might be defences that it makes itself. There are a variety of enzymes that function to remove radicals. Also, there's certain small molecules, vitamin C, vitamin E, that have the function of scavenging radicals.
One way of doing this is to eat more fresh green vegetables, like broccoli. Professor Paul Talalay from Johns Hopkins University in the United States honed in on broccoli sprouts. Broccoli sprouts contain plant compounds which boost the body's own antioxidant defences.
3-day-old sprouts grown from broccoli seeds only by the addition of water and light have enormously high levels of this cancer-fighting chemical.
Eating broccoli sprouts brings 20 to 50 times more antioxidant protection than eating a head of broccoli does. As anti-aging research continues, other new foods will undoubtedly be grown for their health-giving properties.
Prickles are going through where all the major fat deposits are, like something's definitely alive in there. Yeah, and I feel joyful. I feel radiant, like there's lots of light inside instead of just fat cells.
I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to find in another couple of weeks. I think it's going to be an amazing surprise for everybody.